I think the question right now for us strategically is whether with the strike against Soleimani and Kataib Hezbollah leader Abu Mahdi al-Mohandes, whether the United States achieved what we call escalation dominance, or what my former boss, General David Petraeus, called a new level of deterrence against Iran. And there's a question about how Iran will strike us. I don't think they want to hide their hand, because if they want to deter future strikes from us, they need to show that they have the capability to strike us. For sure, it will be asymmetric warfare, whether it's using their proxy militias in the Middle East or potentially cyber attacks, though those are generally made to hide their hand. They've made plenty of them, including against our banks and against Saudi Aramco years ago.
You mentioned your former boss, General Petraeus. I want to just play a soundbite from him talking about really a lose-lose proposition. Listen to this, Dan.
The real question for the United States is, will there be a diplomatic initiative that says, okay, look, this is not headed in a good direction. We truly do want to de-escalate. Everyone is going to lose if this continues to ratchet upward.
Your thoughts on that, Dan?
Yeah, I agree with David Petraeus on that. Look, this was a policy decision. I know we've talked a lot about the intelligence which went into the decision to strike Soleimani, but I think, make no mistake, this was a policy decision to strike the leadership which was authorizing those escalatory attacks against us, particularly over the last few months. And what we're saying to Iran is, if your leaders continue to authorize these strikes, we will hit them, so the strikes stop. And we do need the diplomatic off-ramp. President Trump has been clear about that's always open for negotiations. And I agree with David Petraeus. That's the way out here. And I think it's a little counterintuitive, but by demonstrating our will to counter Iran, we may potentially down the road have made that possible.
I want to make sure I've got you right on this, Dan. You're saying this was a policy decision. Is that meaning that this wasn't strictly based on intelligence? This wasn't based on, look, we've got this window, and if we don't act now, there's going to be bad things that are going to happen?
So I think that the intelligence played a role, but I also believe there's always a range of options for how you manage the threats. And I don't think we should discount the decision that this administration made, a bold one, and I think an extraordinarily important one, that was among a range of options to deal with the threats we faced from Iran.